Hi, this is Karen of Snickerdoodle Designs, and today we're going to look at perspective and how to create that easily in Photoshop. So what is perspective? The Webster Dictionary defines perspective as the technique or process of representing on a plane or curved surface the spatial relation of objects as they might appear to the eye. So what that means is when we have proper perspective on our layout, it's going to look realistic. We can create perspective easily by paying careful attention to the size of our embellishments in relationship to one another and by their placement on our pages. Here's a great example of that. This layout was created by Norma, a member of my creative team, using my kit Oven Loving. The size and the positioning of the elements near the photo frame give great perspective. She did a really good job on that. When we have just one item though, whether it's an embellishment, a photo, or a paper that we would like to create perspective with, it's a little more difficult to achieve this effect simply because there's nothing else to provide spatial context. In this situation, we would choose to use the transform tool to help us. So let's take a look at that. Turn this off. Here's a frame that is in my Deck the Halls kit. The frame came like this with the perspective already added. If I want to put a picture behind it without putting any perspective on the picture, it doesn't really look very good. You can see that this frame on the wall just looks really odd when this kit frame has perspective on it. Now this isn't a fabulous picture, but I chose it because I wanted you to see the straight lines of this frame. So let's take a look at the transform tool. We can access the transform tool in several ways. In the top menu bar, we can go to Edit, Transform. I don't have the layer active, so that's why that's not working for me, but let's make sure that Picture, which is what we want to put the perspective on, is active, and then we'll go up to Edit. Now we can see Transform and Perspective. Or we could also use the keyboard shortcut, Control-T, to bring up the Transform tool, and then right-click on that to get to Perspective. Once we do that, Photoshop puts these little nodules in the corner and on the sides of our selected layer, and that's how we make our changes. So if we just grab one of those nodules and we move it around, Photoshop is trying to guess exactly what we want to do, and so you see the picture moving in all sorts of ways. Using this tool, it's kind of hard to get what you want. If I played around with it more, I might be able to, but there's a much easier way. So I'm going to cancel that, bring this picture back to its original size and position. And we can access the Free Transform tool now by going to Edit, Free Transform, which is right above Transform, or we can use the keyboard shortcut Control-T, and instead of releasing that Control key like we normally would to then right-click and get perspective, keep holding it down. And when you click on one nodule, you are just moving that one corner. And so now it's really easy to position this photo right where we want it in the frame. Just grab each corner, put it where we want it. That looks pretty good. Now I release the Control key, commit that change, and that looks really good. You can see how the frame matches the perspective because the lines are very close. And that's all there is to it. Just use the Free Transform instead of the Transform tool. If you access the Free Transform tool through the Edit menu, once you hit Free Transform, you hold down the Shift key, the Control key, I'm sorry, and you still get that one nodule. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. I hope that it makes putting perspective on your objects much easier than you've had it in the past. And next week we're going to take a look at how to easily and quickly replace this picture and keep the perspective so you don't have to do all of this process over again. So I'll see you next week. Thanks for visiting. Bye-bye.